Hello everybody, welcome back to Jebudo. 2 weeks ago I made a recce mission here and I found some composition over there where the three sea stacks are, but at the moment the sun is quite harsh, this light is quite harsh, so I'm just waiting until the sun goes down just a little bit. And whilst I'm waiting, I came to this another beach which is a little bit close by, and I'm trying to find some compositions that I can shoot under a harsh light, like using shadows and patterns. So at the moment I have this one composition, and it's this small seawater pond with this small rock in the middle of it, and the sand has pattern like wavy, and it's leading towards this small rock. Okay, so this is my shot right now that I have set up, and as you can see, there's a small rock here and there's this small pond, and the pattern on the sand is now lit up by the harsh light. So there's this like lines leading towards this small rock, and on the top side of the image is the same. So I'm just gonna make a shot. ISO 100 f9 200th of a second, and there goes my shot. It's dead simple, easy shot. It's very easy. So now that this shot is done, I'm gonna find some more compositions because there are a lot of small rocks here and small ponds. Maybe I can find some other interesting compositions. So yeah, let's try. This is the first image of the day. What can I say? It's another typical image of mine. Mediocre, black and white for the extra mediocrity. But I love the patterns on the sand and the loneliness the main subject gives. So we found this poles. I don't know what they're for, but I think they're for growing some sea life for eating. I don't know what they're called in English. And whilst we're moving towards that sea, these poles, I found these two rocks and two ponds next to each other. And I think this composition, I think I'm gonna make a square crop of this image. And on the right side of the 1/3, there will be this rock number one, and the other side of the 1/3 from the bottom, there will be this another rock, and the pond will be just in the middle, like that. So okay, so I just made a shot. It's a dead simple, easy shot again. Probably I'm gonna convert it to black and white. So yeah, I hope that works. Something about this image makes me feel satisfied and not satisfied at the same time. I like the fact that the rocks are perfectly positioned and how the water ponds are brighter than the wet sand. But I don't like the fact that the pond on the bottom has its left side cut off by the frame. However, that was a compensation, as I wanted to position the rocks where I wanted. So I've got my next composition, which are these poles that are like half fallen, and the poles on the backside are still standing like that. And I don't know, it kind of looks like a whale carcass. Even though I've never seen a whale carcass, I think this is what it would have looked like if it was, if we had one in Korea. And I think I'm probably gonna be focus stacking. So first I'm gonna shoot the one that's close to me, this pole. So I'm currently at ISO 100 f11 125th of a second. So that's shot one. And then I'm gonna shoot the one that's on the back side, the poles that are standing. So again, same ISO 100 f11 125th of a second, and there's my shot. So I'm gonna focus stack them and then probably at the moment I'm shooting horizontal, so I'm gonna cut off this the side, both sides, and probably make it a square crop and maybe black and white. I'm not sure. And I'm using also my polarizer to cut off a little bit of glare from the water under, so that these poles will look a little bit more delicious without glare. So yeah, that's my shot. So I hope that, whoa, okay, that's very sketchy. Okay, this is very dangerous. I'm very heavy, so I'm keep sinking. I gotta constantly move. So that's my shot, and I hope it works. I don't know what to say. So here's my shot. This is the third image of the day, and I named it Man-Made Whale Carcass. I love how the pole in the front is almost lying on the ground, but as you move your eyes to the background, the poles behind it slowly and gradually stand upright. And although the scene is already almost black and white, I didn't convert it to black and white, but left the bluish color of the image as the scene was, which, in my opinion, has a great mood to it. Alright, so I came back to this location, this composition where I shot 2 weeks ago as a recce mission, and at the moment the sun went down a little bit, so the light is not so harsh, but it's still lighting up the sea stacks. And I'm gonna use a 10-stop filter, ND filter, to do a long exposure shot of this composition, probably 30 seconds. Yeah. Okay, so it's gonna be pretty much the same as the last photo, but today I'm doing a long exposure as these ripples are quite strong today, and I actually expected a clean sky with a lot of clouds, but yeah, I chose the wrong day again. So, but I had no choice. The whole week has been like this, so, and I didn't want to skip another week, so this is what we have today. Okay, so ISO 125, f11 and 30 seconds, and just like that. Now we wait 30 seconds. So I don't know if this shot will turn out great, because the last time I liked the black and white photo which I made, which I'll show you right now on the screen. And I like this photo because, you know, that contrast between the white and black is just amazing, and all the details that you can see from this rock, on this rock. And but today, I don't know. So as I'm mumbling, 30 seconds passed. Now let's see the result. And it looks terrible. Okay. Okay, so the long exposure shot failed as there was too much harsh light coming from the right side, even though the sun is quite low now. And what I'm gonna do is, now that I'm gonna expose to the sea stacks right now, and I'm gonna underexpose it quite heavily, so that these sea stacks will not have that white glare or white haze on it. So I'm currently at ISO 100, f11, and 2/5 of a second. Focus the sea stacks, and then now I'm gonna focus on this rock, and I'm gonna a little bit overexpose so that this rock will be visible. So ISO 100, f11, 60th of a second, and there's my shot. So it's not gonna be a long exposure shot, but what I plan to do is I'm gonna put them together in Photoshop. So the background will be a little bit dark, but at least the C-stacks will not be hazy. So that's what I'm thinking. And plus I'm gonna dehaze it a little in Lightroom so that it's gonna be visible. So let me show you the back of the screen and explain further. Okay, so here you see my shot. I'm gonna show you. Yeah, here's my shot. So this is exposed to the rock, and as you can see, the rock is a little well lit, so that it's not underexposed. And also, this is my shot before, which I focus on the C-stacks, and you can see the haze, which you can see here. This white part is gone when I underexpose. And this is what I'm going to use for the background. I'm going to cut it like this and then use that as a background. And here I'm going to cut it like this and use it as a foreground. So overall it'll have that focus stack and also bracketing. So I hope this photo works because you know, it takes 2 hours to come here. I shot this composition 2 weeks ago during a recce. I liked the photo I captured back then, so I attempted to take another shot of the composition under a clean blue sky filled with clouds. However, my problem was trusting the Korean weather forecasts, as there were no clouds. And of course, I ended up with a mediocre color shot. I also tried black and white with this one, but the color seemed better. And here are two photos side by side. Personally, I prefer the black and white one, which was taken a couple of weeks ago. But what do you think? Please share your thoughts in the comment section. Hello again. So yeah, I'm shooting this another composition which I found as I was walking around, and it's this very small hazy island which is kind of far, like probably a few kilometers out there, and currently the sea is covered with mist, and therefore the bottom side of this island is not visible. It's just hazy, like all the way, and therefore I have to underexpose it a little so that this island will be a little bit more visible out of this totally whitened out background. So I'm currently at ISO 100, f11, and 2,000ths of a second, and I also have to probably focus it manually because it's too hazy and my camera can't find it. Yep, there, that's about it. Okay, so again, ISO 100, f11, 2,000ths of a second, and there's my shot. I hope this shot turns out great. I think it's gonna be a very good black and white shot. I'll probably have to edit it quite heavily so that this island will be more visible. Probably like slide down all the blacks, highlights, and shadows and stuff. Then it might be visible. So yeah, and I can't even show you the back of the camera because it's very hazy and you will not be able to see anything. It's like barely visible even with my eyes right now. So yeah, I think that's my last shot for now. Probably I'm gonna go back to the car and eat some food because I'm kind of hungry, I'm starving, and because I'm fat. I'm fat. And we'll come back here again in a few hours when the sun goes down a little bit further, and maybe we can shoot some like good evening light compositions. Maybe not, I don't know. I can't tell anymore because, again, if you know the Korean forecasts, you can't trust them. They promised me clean skies, but it's very moody. So I mumbled too much. Anyways, so yeah, see you later. And this is my shot. This is the last photo of the day. And yeah, I tried to make more shots after resting a bit in the car, but I failed. Sorry for another anticlimactic ending. But I really like this shot, and I am happy to end the day with this shot. I named this super minimalistic black and white shot Avalon, as it reminded me of the legend of the island. The mystical vibe the mist gives puts a smile on my face. I hope you like this one as well. Thank you as always for watching, and see you next time.